unsettling. But I do know that the first run at any kind of a budget, usually for a project, the first run is usually at 25%. And then as the details are refined, it gets down to 10. And furthermore, DOT does have a reporting system, a financial reporting system, that is probably more stringent than ours. So the way that they spend that money that we're going to they'll be utilizing in our favor is probably more tightly regulated than some of the projects that we do.
John?
I just want to clarify what was said, that there are other utilities that will be using our work on the boring to get across?
Other utilities that'll be going across at the same time, but not using ours.
Okay, all right. Just want to clarify that. Thank you.
Dave? Question for the staff, if I may. Trevor, can you quantify the savings from doing it during the SR-14 project as opposed to doing it on our own?
Yeah, there's two portions to the project. There's an improvement within existing DOT right-of-way, which is Department of Transportation property, and then there's an extension to South A Street to tie into our existing distribution system, as well as tie into C Street. So there's two separate portions. Obviously a large portion, if we were to directionally bore or bore and jack across SR-14 and get that permitted through DOT's headquarters, would be a sizable chunk, at least 2 to 2.5 times more than what is before you tonight.
Thank you. Other questions from council? Okay, I've got a motion and a second to authorize the mayor to sign the WashDOT Utility Construction Agreement number UT01516 for the SR-14 Improvements Project. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And to Agenda Bill 163-10, the Washington State Department of Transportation Utility Construction Agreement for SR-14. Camas-Washougal add lanes and build interchange for 12-inch ductile iron. Mr. Evers.
Thank you, Mayor Guard, council members. UT 01519 on the SR-14 improvement project for the state to install 12-inch ductile iron pipe and 4 12-inch butterfly valves between mileposts 11.93 to 15.54. Costs include mobilization, replacing the existing 6-inch steel, not ductile. Didn't have ductile 45 years ago, with 12-inch ductile iron pipe and 4 12-inch butterfly valves. This work constitutes an upgrade or betterment of existing facilities. Recommended action this evening: authorize the mayor sign the DOT Utility Construction Agreement UT 01519 for the SR-14 Improvements Project.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to authorize the mayor to sign the agreement. Council comments, questions? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. That concludes the...
Mr. Mayor, before we go, I have one question which may turn into a motion. My question is, if there are significant changes to the budget, there will need to be another budget hearing, if I understand correctly. Is that correct?
If there will need to be another public hearing if we
Right.
reach the point of substantial enough changes in the budget document itself, yes.
And considering, I think it has to be advertised for 2 weeks, is that correct?
You can, council can choose to keep the public hearings happening. You don't have to add them tonight. You can set the public hearing for the next council meeting, and then we don't have to advertise for 2 weeks. You can do it continuously. You can entertain more. There's a, I can send you the link to that, the motion that you can continually keep the public hearing alive.
Yeah.
Okay. But the big concern I have is just that if that's the case, if we fall under that clause, then would we need to let the public know beforehand that we're going to continue to have public hearings, or can we just continue to have them without that motion?
Good question. We'd certainly still advertise it. We would certainly still make it available to the media itself. Jennifer, which...
Close the public hearing instead of continuing it. But I suppose you could make a motion this time to continue it if you think that's going to be necessary.
What I was considering doing is making a motion to set another public hearing, should it be necessary, And my main reason is just that since we didn't continue it, if we need to have 2 weeks to advertise for it, time is getting short before the end of the year.
You might want to restrict that to anything that's new information or
If it has been changed?
that's been changed.
Would it be appropriate to move to set a public hearing? Well, first off, when would we hold that public hearing if we were going to hold another one?
Be the 6th.
The 6th of December? All right, so would it be appropriate to move to set a public hearing for the budget on December 6th if there are any changes from tonight's budget?
Or just reopen the public hearing and continue it on the 6th?
That way it's advertised, we're done. We don't have to
Already
worry
done.
about that.
And we'll certainly take public comment
No
as
one
well.
steps up, we move on.
Okay. So, in other words, it would be appropriate to move to reopen the public hearing or continue the public hearing,
Reopening and continue.
reopen and continue the public hearing on December 6th for the budget if there are any significant changes.
We could,
Or
we could keep
or
it
just,
open no
just
matter
without
what.
any significant changes. Okay.
Don, you're okay with that? Okay.
Okay, so I move that we set a public hearing,
We'll reopen the.
reopen the public hearing on December 6th for the budget.
Second?
Second?
Yep. Any questions? Okay, I've got a motion and a second to reopen and continue the public hearing in regards to the budget to the December 6th, 2010 council meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Okay, with that, we conclude the majority of tonight's agenda. We do have an executive session. Should last approximately 20 minutes or less in regards to labor negotiations. Absolutely no anticipated action after that executive session is concluded. You are more than welcome to stay and enjoy the company of whoever may be in the council chambers at that point. Chief Mitchell, if you would join us, and Mrs. Cefalo. David, you're off.